May 1940. The battlefields of northern France are a whirlwind of dust, smoke, and steel. German panzer divisions, the spearhead of the Blitzkrieg, have been unstoppable. They've sliced through enemy lines, their Panzer III South and IV South dominating everything in their path. The French and British forces are in full retreat, seemingly powerless against this new form of warfare. The German tankers feel invincible, a feeling forged in the crucible of victory after victory. But near the town of Arras, that feeling is about to be shattered. Imagine you're a German panzer crewman. You've been told your tanks are the best in the world. You've seen it with your own eyes. Then, emerging from the haze, you spot them, strange, slow-moving British tanks. They look almost prehistoric, clunky and methodical. Your gunner takes aim, fires the 37mm cannon, a direct hit. But the shell doesn't penetrate. It just sparks off the hull and ricochets away. He fires again, same result. Panic starts to set in. You switch to the more powerful 50mm gun. Another direct hit, and another bounce. It's like throwing stones at a fortress. These weren't just any tanks. They were the British Matilda Mark IIs, and for the German soldiers who faced them, they were a complete nightmare. While a German Panzer III had about 30mm of frontal armor, the Matilda boasted a massive 78mm. It was nearly 3 times thicker, a rolling wall of steel that simply shrugged off everything the Germans could throw at it. The shells, which had so easily dispatched other tanks, were utterly useless. As the Matildas advanced, slow but relentless, a wave of terror washed over the German ranks. The sound of their own shells deflecting harmlessly, combined with the steady, unstoppable approach of these steel beasts, broke their morale. This wasn't a battle. It was a massacre in the making, but not the kind they were used to. Panic-stricken crews started abandoning their perfectly good panzers. Infantry soldiers, seeing the tanks that were supposed to protect them being rendered useless, dropped their rifles and fled. Commanders frantically radioed back to headquarters. Their reports filled with words like impenetrable, invulnerable, and super-heavy tanks. But what the Germans were experiencing was a brutal introduction to Britain's unique tank philosophy, while the Germans prized speed, mobility, and combined arms tactics with their panzers. The British had developed a different concept. The infantry tank. The idea wasn't to create a fast-moving cavalry-style weapon. Instead, the infantry tank was designed to be a mobile bunker, a shield for foot soldiers. Its primary job was to move at walking pace, accompanying the infantry, absorbing enemy fire, and systematically destroying fortified positions like machine gun nests and bunkers. For this role, speed was secondary. Protection was everything. The Matilda was the ultimate expression of this doctrine. Its thick armor made it almost immune to the anti-tank weapons of the era. Its slow speed, a major disadvantage in a fast-paced tank-on-tank battle, was perfectly acceptable when its job was to keep pace with soldiers on the ground. Now its main weapon, the 2-pounder gun, had its own limitations. It fired a small, solid shot that was excellent at piercing the armor of other tanks, but lacked a high explosive round. This meant it was less effective against soft targets like infantry in trenches or anti-tank gun crews. But against the thinly armored German panzers of 1940, it was more than enough. The Matilda could kill a panzer, but the panzer couldn't kill a Matilda. It was a terrifyingly one-sided equation. At the Battle of Arras, this advantage was on full display. The British counterattack was actually a relatively small affair. Only 16 Matilda Mark II tanks were involved, supported by a few dozen other lighter tanks. But their impact was enormous. To the shocked German soldiers, it felt like they were facing an entire army of these unstoppable monsters. The psychological shockwave rippled all the way up the German chain of command. The myth of panzer invincibility, the very core of their blitzkrieg confidence, had been broken. This encounter forced a fundamental rethink within the German military.